Hey guys, welcome to another Train Sim World 2 video. Today is going to be a bit of a mixed bag. As of late, a couple of modders have released some horn mods for some of the North American rolling stock in Train Sim World 2 since, you know, none of them really seem to sound that great to begin with. And they have certainly done a pretty outstanding job, you know, considering the game and what you got to work with the Unreal Engine and all that. But I'm going to showcase a couple of horn mods, like I said, that have recently come out. I will link them all down below in the description. First up, we've got the Canadian National GP9RM from the Oakville subdivision. Now, this is a mod by a guy named NGC, and he does not say what the horn is, but it kind of sounds to me like a Nathan, possibly a Nathan P3. I'm not a huge horn nut. I know a tiny little bit, but it kind of sounds like a Nathan P3. If it doesn't, please let me know in the comments below. But we're going to go through these. This is the first one here. You can hear that weird Train Sim World thing going on from the old stuff. It does that kind of weird laser sound every now and then. Gonna blast it a couple more times naturally. And we'll go see what kind of sound we get from a nice distance here. Go about right down here out onto the main. It's not a bad sounding horn. I think he made these when Train Sim World 2020 was out, and I think he finally touched them up and ported them over to Train Sim World 2. Virtually no loop. It's got a nice beginning and end. If I might say, it sounds a little bit quiet. I would imagine to be a little bit louder, but it's still above and beyond the default crap that came with these. We'll do an interior shot here. Yeah, so this one's not terribly loud, but it sounds good. Anyway, on to the next. Alright, here's number 2. We are back on Oakville Subdivision. This, of course, is the GP38-2. Now, I don't know what this one is supposed to be. Maybe some of you might know what it sounds like. As I mentioned, this is by a guy named NGC. He did not notate what it's supposed to be. I can't tell what it's supposed to be, but it sounds way better than the default horn. But anyway, let's go ahead and check it out. Oakville Sub, GP38-2. Now that one's pretty loud. It's a bit louder than the GP9RM. Do an interior shot. It kind of sounds like the same volume of the GP9RM interior, but the exterior is much louder. We'll go way down here a bit. See what it sounds like at a nice distance. I don't know, is that a P5 maybe? Of course, if you know or you think you may have an idea as to what it is, do let me know in the comments below. But again, it sounds way better than default. All right, on to the next. All right, we are now in the CSX AC4400. It's painted and marked up to look like an AC6000, which is a skin you can get off the Train Sim community site as well. But this is what it is. CSX AC4400. Again, sand patch grade. We are on. The rest of the sound mods we're going to be taking a look at here and listening to are by a person named Nerob Stalls, or Nerob Stalls. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I hope I didn't butcher it too bad. Again, I will link it with everything else underneath the information. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this out. This is not only a horn mod. This is a sound mod and a K3 LA. That sounds pretty darn good. Now this is a separate horn mod. I think if you just download and install the mod itself with the whole kit and caboodle of the entire sound mod for the CSX 4400, it has a K5 LA, I think. But anyway, this is the K3 LA. Or no, it's a K5 LA. I had it backwards. The UP has a K3 LA. So scratch that. K5 LA. Oh, is that a K3 LA? K5 LA? Now I'm getting them confused because the other 4400 I have a K3 LA on. So now I'm confused. It sounds pretty good. Go a little bit farther. Sped up a little bit there. Interior. Now, like I said, this thing has a comprehensive sound pack as well, so I'll just go ahead and load it up real quick, and we can listen to that. Now, I did a video on the Union Pacific sound mod for the 4400. This is essentially the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. It does sound a little better. It's got some different things added to it and different things taken away, but it's still kind of got that high-pitched noise that doesn't really belong, as far as I know, on these. They're more motory sounding than anything else, more exhaust and prime mover. No real. This has kind of got like a forced induction sound to it, which doesn't really sound right. But again, you know, these are mods created by the community, which has taken time to actually try and make stuff better, not only for themselves but the community to use, and that in itself is fantastic, and that makes this thing sound so much better than what Dovetail gave us by default, which seems to be the norm with a lot of the North American stuff. But that is your CSX AC4400. Let's head on to the next one. Alrighty, number 4, right? Alright, so this of course is the Union Pacific AC4400CW that came with Cane Creek. It was a giant mess by default, so again, luckily a lot of these modders are kind of making it as good as they possibly can, which is miles and miles above what Dovetail gave us by default. But anyway, and a correction on the CSX that we were just on, the CSX 4400, I was incorrect. That was a K3LA. I was mistaken because if you get these mods, the sound pack by itself, it comes with a K5LA. But as per someone's request, he has added a K3LA, which is an option to have on the CSX engine and the Union Pacific engine here in front of us. Now, this is a comprehensive sound mod as well. This is not just a horn, just like the CSX Loco I just showed you. But I covered that in a totally different video. So if you want to check that in itself out, go back a couple of videos and I kind of went over that. But anyway, let's go ahead and blast it here. They do sound good. They sound way, 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 way better than what we got by default. That is without question. Sounds like a K3L8 as far as I can tell. Again, I'm not a horn nut. Like, I love U.S. trained horns as much as the next guy, but I don't know them that well and their intricacies and if they're, you know, spoiled or any of that crap. Just the bare bones is what I know, unfortunately. But this thing sounds pretty good. The only thing, if I could critique about it, is it doesn't seem to have like a beginning or an end, whereas the guy NGC that did the 2 Canadian National engines I showed at the beginning of the video, those do. Those seem to have a beginning, middle, and end. These are just kind of just cut off abrupt, but they still sound really good, you know, not to detract anything away from what we have here. I certainly could do no better. That sounds pretty nice, though. We'll go way far away here. That's potash down there. A little bit further. Yeah, that sucker's loud too, man. You can definitely hear that thing. That's what we should have gotten by default from Dovetail. Interior, of course. And I'll try and do a quick load up here so you can see what I was talking about with the CSX 4400 as well. This is essentially the same sound pack, if I'm not mistaken. There's notch 4. Just that high pitch shrill sound like if that was cut out or muted to almost like, I don't know, maybe like 10-15%, it'd just sound way better. Just my thoughts on that, my opinion. So yeah, it's just a little bit too high pitched, but it's, you know, it's still pretty good. It's way better than what, for like the 30th time in this video alone, what Dovetail gave us by default. All right, on to the next and last. Alrighty, last but certainly not least, this is probably my favorite, my personal fave out of all the locos and sounds I just showed you. This, of course, is the Union Pacific SD40-2. Now, I've got a sound mod in here by a modder named Griggs that essentially made the sound mod for the Clinchfield SD40 and the CSX AC4400CW. And I believe Yuri, with permission, of course, took those and ported them to Cane Creek. You know, for your using pleasure. But anyway, the horn on this thing, and by the way, this horn mod again is by the guy named Nirob Stals. It's a P3, and it sounds really good. If some of you are trained some classic users, you'll know exactly what this horn is from. That is quite easily and quintessentially the best North American train horn in Train Sim World 2, and probably will ever be, you know, until the next modder makes a really cool mod. That sucker sounds good, man. And then just for the sound, I did not do a full video on this, so I'll go ahead and load the engine up here and you can hear what it sounds like. This is the sound pack by Griggs that Yuri ported over. And interior. It's got that nice squeal right at the beginning. Now, I initially thought this thing was way better than the AC44 that they gave us for Cane Creek. You know, just because the model to begin with was obviously the CSX Sampatch Grade SD40-2, and it was fine. Of course, it didn't sound great. Had a little few nuances, but it is, to me, once again, way better than the Cane Creek AC44. But that's it, guys. That is the last horn. If I come across anything else, I'll be sure to try and compile something and make a video. But again, I will post the links down below so you can go and grab these and try them for yourself if you so choose. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.